folks, and welcome to another episode of Technicational. I'm Peyton Wilmot, and today we'll be looking at the Note 8. And not only just a Note 8, this is a dual SIM Note 8, which is amazing. First time using a Note 8 that is dual SIM, or any Note whatsoever that was dual SIM. So anyhow folks, let's get right to the review because we have a lot to talk about. So the first thing we're going to talk about is design, and man, this is a work of art. Anyhow, let's get right to it. First off, on the right of the device you have your power button, at the left of the device you have your volume rocker up and down, and you have this button, Bixby. Still not a fan. At the bottom of the device you have your headphone jack, thank God, and a USB Type-C to charge the device. You have your speaker grill and your mic at the bottom and your stylus. Would not be a Note without a stylus. At the top of the device you have your SIM trays that you can either use two SIM cards at the same time, or you can use a SIM card and a memory card, whichever one you prefer. The device comes with 6 gigs of RAM. I wonder if I read that properly. 6 gigs of RAM, and you get 64 gigs of internal space to work with. No man, seriously, we need to read if this right. And how much that phone cost? Seemed like I was actually reading it right. Okay, let's continue with the specs. You have a 6.3 Super AMOLED display at the front. You also have at the back of the device, you have two 12 megapixel camera, a flash, a heart rate monitor, a fingerprint scanner. No, seriously, how much this? You know, let me just continue. At the front of the phone, you have an 8 megapixel camera for your selfies, which is pretty nice. And talking more about the internals, which by these specs just look, you know what, let me just put the specs on the screen because it's a lot. The display also has HDR10 compliance, meaning that although you don't have a HDR TV, you can watch HDR content on this phone and it looks HDR. So just let's talk about some features that you'll find only on the Note 8. First of all, you do have a fingerprint scanner that is placed very awkwardly at the back. It works, and it also works when the device is fully asleep, which is good. This is exactly how a fingerprint scanner should work. There you go. You also have the option to actually unlock the device with your eyes or your face, or just simply just put in a PIN code and you're good to go. Our next feature that is pretty prominent in the Note 8 is the stylus has some new tricks up its sleeve. You have live message, which is pretty nice. You just write a message and you can send that message to somebody and it looks like this. Exactly like how you write it, that's how they will see it. You can glitter it up, you can girl it up, you can do a lot of stuff with it. And that is one new feature that you will find on the Note 8. Another new feature that it's pretty nice is that when the screen is off, you can actually eject the pen, the S Pen, and just begin to write. Now, yes, you will have this on other notes, but the thing with this is that you can write numerous amount of pages and save them one time. So you don't have to turn on the phone to take a lot of notes. You can just take it right off the bat by just taking out the stylus and just start writing. Once you're pushing back the stylus, everything is saved into the device. Our next new added feature to the Note line is the Bixby button. You also get this handy translation app in the menu option for the pen that all you have to do is just select it, select the language you want to translate from and to, and anything you're reading and hover the pen over it, it will translate it on the fly, which is pretty cool. There are many other features of the phone, but to be honest, going through them one by one, it's going to be a very hectic and long review. So I just pointed out some of the major ones that people will notice. So let's just move right into performance. That's something that people would want to know. You have a 6 gig phone, 6 gig of RAM. How does it perform? So you have a 6 gig of RAM phone. Seriously. It's very rare that people actually get a phone with 6 gig of RAMs in it. So how does it manage multitasking, playing games? Is there any problems? To be honest, people, I didn't expect any problem. It's a Note 8. It's Samsung top of the line phone. The GPU, the CPU is high end. The graphics on the games, everything was just perfect for gaming, for watching movies, for playing normal Tetris. Whatever you're doing with the Note 8, it just works. Okay then. One thing I realized about playing games and watching movies on this phone, it's very easy to cover the speaker grills that are on the bottom of the phone, and then the sound just go right down and you don't even realize that that's the reason why the sound is so low. So let's talk about one of the special functions that this Note 8 has, and that is dual SIM functionality. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is pretty awesome. How, you may ask? It's quite simple. Most dual SIM phones have the ability to have 2 SIMs in standby, meaning if you're on one SIM making a call or on a call, the other SIM doesn't function. It just shuts off and you just get a voicemail. It doesn't go through. But you have other phones that take it a little bit further, where the 2 SIM cards are actually active at the same time. And how you know this? You can actually call one SIM from the other SIM on the same phone. And this phone has that ability. It has the ability to have 2 SIM cards active at the same time. So if you're on one SIM on a call, you will actually see an incoming call coming in from a different SIM card. You can also set up a default SIM to make calls from, a default SIM to text from, and a default SIM to actually just get the internet from. Now, one thing you must know is that any SIM card that you put in the SIM card slot 1 is the only SIM card that you can get LTE from. Otherwise, you will get 3G from the SIM card slot 2. So if you want LTE from Flow, make sure that you put it in SIM card slot 1. If you want LTE from Digicel, you put Digicel chip in the SIM card slot 1. This feature alone makes this Note just wow. It helps to know that you can actually have an unlocked phone with more than 1 SIM cards in it. So this by far is one of the Note 8 you should get. Anyhow, let's move right into something else that is dual, and that is the camera. There's no doubt about it. The Note 8 is a camera phone, and a lot of the features and advertisement are actually circulated about the dual cameras on the Note 8 and how good they take pictures, and the portrait mode, and a lot of stuff surrounding the camera for the Note 8. Does it deliver? To say yes, it would be an understatement. People, just look upon the photos. What I am getting from people that I actually take pictures from is like, seriously, if you have this phone, you don't need a DSLR. This look like a cameraman take it. People just can't believe a phone is taking these pictures. Now, not to say the Note 8 is the best camera on the market, but trust me, now I feel like for dash with my S7 through the window, because these photos are amazing. The video quality is crisp as well. I cannot find much problems or nitpick and find problems with the Note 8 when it comes to camera and video quality. The only thing I can say is that there are two things that really I wish they would have added, and that is, one, I wish you would have gotten the option to do that nice blur background in videos. It only works in photos. You can't do it in videos, and that's kind of a disappointment. I was hoping that you could get this effect in video. Also, I was kind of taken aback a little bit on the fact that you can't use flash when you're doing that blur effect background on the phone. So it zooms in, you can adjust the background, but you cannot put flash there. So definitely, if you're doing these blur background photos, you have to do them in a well-lit area or in the day, but you cannot do it in a dark surrounding with, in a dance or something like that. But all in all, these photos are amazing, seriously. So let's talk about battery life, and it's quite simple. The Note has been known for extraordinary battery life, but it seems like this year Samsung has played it safe. The battery in the Note 8 is not that significantly bigger. A matter of fact, there are some Galaxy phones that have a bigger battery than what's in the Note 8. Now, what that means is that it's not horrible battery life, but it's not, out of this world either. With one single SIM card in there, using it moderately, daily use, playing games, stuff like that, you're getting day and a half, day and 3/4, but not a full 2 days of use. If you put it in a state that it's very optimized, you can squeeze out 2 days out of it. When there are two SIM cards inside of the Note 8, it functions just as well. I don't see any more power being used than the battery being, drained faster. So whether you're using one SIM card or two SIM cards, you're getting the same battery consumption on the Note 8. So we have reached to this section that, I have my final thoughts, and, it is just plain and simple. My final thoughts. People, may I beg that phone here? Somebody can buy that phone here for me? Yeah, it would really help in the production of the video them when I do on YouTube. But on a serious note, everything about the Note 8 screams premium, and I can just bet the price tag screams premium as well. But you are not getting anything low end when it comes to the Note 8. Anyway, folks, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for spreading the word, getting your friends to subscribe. It really does help. Okay, so until next time, peace.
Snakes in the grass, you gotta watch where you step. Blood on the leaves, you either kill or be killed. When there's food on the table, you either eat or you starve. And when there's sharks in the water, you either sink or you swim. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there.